Alright, yet another video in the car. I thought I wasn't going to be doing these anymore because the rentals had been rented last week. Everything good to go, but you know, always something happens. And I'll tell you a little story about what happened and then how to mitigate that, I guess. So it was a midterm rental. Everything was fine. They moved in, everything. Now, when it comes to midterm rentals, there's a lot of times it's people that are like either buying a home or buying like a resale home or a new construction, building something, so they have to wait. Sometimes they do like a 2-3 month thing somewhere else, so then they can have their home as a go-and show, so it's easier to sell their current home. It's just a little strategy. So then I get a lot of those, and these people were building or are building homes, and I think it closes at the end of August. So they needed a rental June, July, and August, and or mid-June through the end of August. Anyways, something happened to their current home, like their sellers for this, and their buyer kind of messed up or dropped the ball. I don't know if they lost their job. Something happened to the loan, and they couldn't close. I think they were supposed to close like this week or next week or something, and then they're like, yo, we can't close anymore. I'm like, so the dude's paying for his mortgage, he's paying for this midterm rental for us, and he's waiting for the new construction thing because there's a contract involved, and then you have to like have pre-approved or not pre-approved, what's it called? Conditionally approved within 30 days or something like that. Most builders do that. I know I need to shave. I'll do that today or tomorrow. Sorry, it's just been a hectic week, but we love that. We love hectic weeks, okay? Makes you better in the end. Makes you deal with problems better later on, okay? So anyways, their buyer was like, I don't know if I'll be able to close on this. So if the buyer doesn't close on it, then they have to put it back on the market. They're still waiting for the buyer to get another lender. I give them 2 of my like good lenders, like call them. I don't know if they will or not, but like they make miracles happen. Like call them to see if you can get out of this pickle, because like you're paying money for this midterm, you're paying your mortgage. You may lose that due diligence or builder deposit or whatever it was. There are a lot of builders is like 5 to 15K depending on the size of the home and everything. So anyways, it's bad for me as well, because the dude's like, hey, like I can't be here anymore. I'm gonna leave before July. And I'm like, you have it for July and August. I think September as well, if I'm not mistaken. So I was like, I mean, legal. He was like, what can I do? And I was like, you want the legal answer? You want my answer? He was like, give me all the answers. And then I was like, well, legally, you signed a contract. Like, you're stuck with it until the end of September, I'm pretty sure it was. I was like, I don't necessarily think that's fair, but you need to pay until I find somebody else. So, like, now I have to do extra work. Like, I have to put it everywhere that it's now available. Again, I have to coordinate with cleaners. Again, you know, I have to go back and like, sometimes I do cleaners like just like the kitchen and the bathrooms, and then I'll take care of the bedding and stuff just to go, because I have to go in anyways, because I need to see that everything's okay. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should be like leveraging that out, like you know. But anyways, that's another thing. That's another story for another day. But I go in, I have to do all this work where I could be like watching a World Cup game if I want to, or working on my real estate agent business, or whatever I want. Like, I could pick up my daughter. Like, it's extra work for me. So I'm like, look, it's extra work for me. We can do this, but you need to keep paying until I find somebody. And he was like, okay, yeah, that's fine, whatever. And then another little trick, this family, like, they're actually really cool, and like they kind of follow the rules. They're like, yeah, it is what it is. Like, if we messed up, like we told you we would be there, and like we're out after like a week. So like, yeah, I guess we'll keep paying. So like, it is what it is. But not everybody's like that. a lot of people are not like that. So if they went in mid-June and they paid for half of June and their leave before July, it's like a 50-50 shot that somebody would be like, I'm not paying your ass for July because I don't have any money. Like, I have to pay my mortgage, and like, I'm living somewhere. I'm not gonna be paying so like, they don't care about it. Like, they'll take the risk of you taking them to court and all that stuff. So there's a little trick where if somebody moves in after the 18th or like after the 20th, it used to be the 20th back when I used to be a leasing manager. You can do whatever. You can make up the lease, like, right? But usually it's like after the 15th or 18th or 20th or something. You make them pay that month that they move in and the next month. So let's say it's $2,000. So you make them pay $2,000 plus whatever the prorated was for the month that they move into. Why? Because if they move in on the 25th and you only charge them 5 days of rent and they don't want to pay you the next month, that's bad for you. Okay. So what I did in this situation, I vetted them and everything. I was like, they're gonna be fine. So whatever the prorated was for this month, I told them that they could pay that July 1st, and then for July, when they move in June, I told them just pay July, and then for June, you pay the prorated for June in July 1st. So then it's a bigger chunk for me before you move in, just collateral type thing. So, anyways, that's a little trick. They're probably going to be paying for July for sure, unless I find somebody soon. You have to change the calendar on all the platforms, whether it's Airbnb, Furnish Finder, Turbo Tenant, all the stuff that you can use to like get your listing out. And then you got to answer messages. You got to sometimes there are unmatched leads as well. Like, it's like, for example, it's like $2,500, call it. And then somebody's like, I only want to pay $2,400 a month. Sometimes it's better to give it to that person at $2,400 a month than to lose a whole month, lose $100, not $2,400. You make 24 instead of 0. So sometimes it is better to lower it. And that's another thing. If you lose, because they were going to stay for 3 months or 4 months or whatever, call it 3 months. If you lose $100 a month for the 3 months, what you can do, and you can put this on the lease, you can tell them, hey, if we have to reduce the rent, we take that out of your security deposit at the end once we get it rented and everything. This is kind of rare. This is rare, but lately I've had it a couple times because the market is tough to buy and sell homes. Some people are losing jobs, blah blah blah. So there's a lot of pendings that go back on the market. So yeah, you just gotta be prepared. My video is just, you gotta be prepared for the crap that happens. It's always, I could be sitting down watching Norway, Senegal right now, or Ivory Coast, Norway, but I'm over there working. I'm trying to come back so I can watch some of it. So, but anyways, always gotta be on your toes, and I'll see you guys probably this week again. I'm gonna try to make 2 videos this week, even though I gotta keep working on these rentals. I thought it was going to be done last week, but see you guys. Peace.